All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. And today I'm going to be doing something I've wanted to do for a very long time. I just haven't gotten around to doing it. And it's going to be reacting to unpopular wrestling opinions. I've actually wanted to do this for a while. I just haven't had the fan base to do it. And I just thought to myself, dude, I can just go on Twitter and just read other people's hot takes because who really gives a fuck? And that's what I'm going to do. So no time to waste. I'm going to be reacting to these possibly very shitty hot takes. And the first one I see, oh, no, no, those are just ads. All right. Drew should be the one to the throne, Roman. I've seen this one for months. I honestly think his time has passed. At this point, I still believe it should be Cody Rhodes. Yeah, it's October 27th, 2023. It should be Cody Rhodes. Uh, I don't really have an opinion on Drew because, like I said, his time has passed. Clash of the Castle was almost perfect. I was one of the people who was like, damn, I hope Roman retains, but I also really hope Drew beats him. But now that Drew's been beaten, he's the one who should dethrone Seth Rollins. I believe Drew's the one who should beat Seth Rollins. That's just what I think. Cody should be the one to dethrone Roman. If you don't want Cody, then it's Jey Uso. If you don't want Jey Uso, then you just don't want to see us happy because it should be one of those two for real. It's not going to be, I'm sorry. I love LA Knight. It's not going to be LA Knight. I'm sorry. He's going to lose. He's going to put on a good show. It's going to be great, but it's not going to be LA Knight. All right. Ratings aren't big measuring sticks. Hmm. Ratings aren't big measuring stick as it was in the 90s. You're not wrong. I don't think ratings matter as much as people try to, you know, make them matter. Like, yeah, they matter, but they're not the end all be all. Everyone's worried about ratings and everybody's worried about the numbers and the 18 to 49 demo and the fucking, oh, all those sponsors and the dude. It's, when you take all of that and account into the wrestling, it becomes like annoying and takes the fun out of wrestling because yes, we all know that cable television is declining. The numbers have shown that cable television is declining for years, but they're not everything, you know? And yeah, they showed who watched more on one given week or one given day or one given night, but ah man, it's just whenever I hear stuff like that, if I enjoy a really good night of wrestling, which is rare now because I'm not gonna lie, I don't really watch full shows anymore. And then I hear, well, this show this week, let's see the ratings, and they got 2.5 million. Dude, it doesn't fucking matter. You enjoyed the show. Who cares who else watched? It's really annoying to me, in all honesty. Let's see. Next, I just do not see Kamala Hayes as the WrestleMania main event talent that most people do. To me, he is a future IC champ or US champ, but that's his ceiling. Hmm, I don't agree. I believe Mello is money. Mello don't miss. With the right booking, with the right motivation, with the right people behind him, with the right story, this man is main event Mello. 100%. 100 million percent main event. It's going to take some work. It's going to take some convincing. But I genuinely believe, first off, he's already done enough to be IC or US champ right now. But with enough work, enough character work, more in ring work, because you can never be too good at what you do, he is future main event. He can be a world champ one day. I firmly believe it. I firmly believe it. Not to knock on him, right? Because I'm 6'4" in real life. Not to knock on him, but he's short. And that's historically held people back from getting the top prize, and when they get the top prize, keeping the top prize. But I don't think Triple H is the kind of guy to care if you're really short for real. But as long as you're making Triple H money and telling a good ass story, that's it. Next, Sasha Banks is the best mic worker in women's history. Her mic work from her debut until she came back with the blue hair was very good and had more personality than any other woman, in and out of character. 100% agree. I'm not going to disagree with you at all. Sasha Banks is my favorite female wrestler of all time. I'm with you 100%. Paul Heyman needs to talk to James Gunn about playing the Penguin. Alrighty, that could work. That could work. Death matches rule hard. They're not for everybody, you know. Me personally, I don't mind a little extreme in my match. I don't mind a little hardcore. I don't mind a little weapons. I mind a little blood. Mind a little glass. But sometimes those death matches be going a little too far, man. Like needles to the nuts and whatever the fuck that like sharp wooden sticks to the forehead. I'm like, oh man. Sometimes they go a little too far. I can understand they're not for everybody, like I said. Sometimes, I don't mind them. I really don't. But sometimes they just be going too far. Wrestlers should look like stars, not grocery store workers. If you can get in that ring and you can fucking work and tell a story, it don't matter what you look like, Gunnar Miller. It doesn't even. What the fuck do you look like? As I'm sitting here, what do you look like? All right, cool. You look like a wrestler. You could be a grocery store worker, or you could be a Walmart manager. Who the fuck cares? That don't matter to me. I just wanted to prove a point. Wrestlers, I don't really think it matters what they look like. You can go in there and work and tell a story. You can be a phenomenal wrestler. And what does a star look like, quote unquote? Honestly, what does a star look like to you? I just need to know your opinion of a star because this is very subjective. Next, Roman Reigns beating Cody Rhodes was the right call. Oh, it took me a while to convince myself it was the right call, but it was at the end of the day, right? So, like I said, I think Cody should be the one to beat Roman. In the moment, I was as pissed as everybody else because I wanted Cody. I love Roman Reigns to death. I love my tribal chief. Cody should have won. In the moment, a week later, 2 weeks later, a month later, I was hurt as fuck that Cody lost and the way he lost. The build up, everything was perfect. But the the reason he lost at the time was he didn't go through enough hard times. So what did they do? They made him lose. And they just kept having him win everything else after that. Hard times, right? Hard times, right? But this year that's been building, it has to be this WrestleMania. If not this WrestleMania, then who's going to beat him? If Cody can't beat him at WrestleMania 40 in Philly, when? Who? How? If not Cody, then Jay. If not Jay, then Cody. If not neither, then who? It's got to be Cody or Jay, man. It's got to be Cody at this upcoming WrestleMania. Can't, won't accept it. Drew McIntyre is a better example of having a terrible gimmick, leaving WWE and reinventing himself on the indies than Cody Rhodes. Yeah, they both basically just did the same thing. Mox sucks. To each their own, buddy. Sasha Banks is a horrible wrestler and got to where she is because of Snoop. That's just a terrible lie. That's you're smoking. You're hold on, wait. Horrible wrestler. All right. Horrible wrestler. When we had women in the same generation, by the way, who put on worse matches than Sasha Banks consistently. Sasha Banks doesn't have a bad match in her. And if she does have a bad match, it's not to her own fault. We've had to sit through Tori Wilson, Kelly, Oksana. We had to sit through all that garbage. And you think, go watch any women's match from like who from basically before 2016, before 2015, 2014, if you really want to stretch it. Go watch any women's match. I want to say before AJ Lee turned up that Divas division. And even still during that time, they were still pretty bad. Go watch any women's match before that. And I want you to go watch horrible women's wrestling. And I want you to sit there and tell me if you compared a horrible wrestler like that compared to Sasha Banks. I want you to tell me a horrible women's wrestler from the 2000s. And I want you to look at Sasha Banks. And I still want you to tell me they're on the same level of awfulness. I just need you to tell me. Please, please do. Charlotte Flair is the greatest female wrestler, one of the greatest overall wrestlers of all time. Overall WWE wrestlers of all time. I can agree that she is one of the greatest female wrestlers. Like I said, I think Sasha Banks is the best one. One of the greatest WWE wrestlers of all time. Stop the cap. Stop the fucking cap. Hulk Hogan shouldn't be on any Mount Rushmore. I 100% agree with that. He was not a good wrestler. He was not an exciting wrestler. He sure could cut one hell of a promo, but that's about it. Piece of shit individual, piece of shit wrestler. I could go and wrestle a Hulk Hogan match from the fucking WWE in 1980s and get away with it. Because it's anyway. Nia Jax is a need in the WWE Women's Division. She doesn't intentionally hurt anyone. And lastly, if you hate her and react every time, she is doing her job as a heel. Nia Jax is a need in the WWE Women's Division. I agree. She doesn't intentionally hurt anyone. I don't know her true intentions anytime she hurts somebody, but some of those look intentional, or she's just a big clumsy oaf. So I can't really agree. I can't really see that because, like I said, I've never been in the ring. I can't tell what is an intentional and unintentional dropping of somebody, throwing somebody too hard or whatever. Some of these look really bad on her. But and lastly, if you hate her and react every time she is doing her job as a heel, that is 100% not true. Late 2000s, early 2010s, John Cena. So many people hated him and got a reaction every single time. That does not mean he was being a great heel. That just means people didn't fuck with him. Just like how people just might not fuck with Nia Jax. You can't take me or you doing something that intends me to hate me. Like my intentions are for you to dislike me. And Peaches is a great heel. I could slap your mother and that don't make me a great heel. That just makes me a dick. Simple as that. That's why I don't like that, man. If you get a reaction out of the audience, you're being a great heel. It's such awful logic. It's such terrible logic. Hell, Dana Brooke can get a clap out of a kid. That don't mean. I hate that. If you can get a reaction, you're a great heel. That is not it. Because the difference between good heat and go away heat. She has go away heat. That doesn't make her a great heel. That means people genuinely don't want to see her and she makes the product worse because they don't want to see her. That is not being a great heel. As I said before, and I'll say again, I could slap your mother. That does not make me a great heel. That just makes me a dick. I can get a reaction out of you by slapping your mother. I am not a good bad guy. I'm just a bad guy. Hulk Hogan versus Ultimate Warrior at WrestleMania VI was a good match. I ain't watched WrestleMania 6, man. I ain't watching that shit. The Rockers were the best tag team ever. I disagree. It's the New Day. And if you want to talk about like duos tag team, then it's the Usos. But if you want to talk about tag teams overall that involves more than two people, it's the New Day. Orange Cassidy would never be seen as nothing more than enhancement talent in WWE. I don't know. Probably. In Vince's eyes, 100%. In Triple H's eyes, who knows? Wrestlers need to sell better and do less moves. I 100% agree that these wrestlers need to start telling more stories instead of just trying to put on the fucking museum of what I can do in the ring. Next up, we have a moonsault. Following that, we have a 450. Then after that, we sell. Tell a story. One of the best people I know who can tell a story during a match, Shawn Michaels. I don't know them personally. I'm just saying, like growing up and watching. Shawn Michaels, one of the best storytellers in the ring. 100%. Kurt Angle, one of the most underrated, I believe, storytellers in the ring. And Brian Danielson slash Daniel Bryan. Three of the best storytellers in the ring ever. 100%. And Johnny Gargano. But Johnny Gargano, when he's not trying to bust out a thousand fucking moves, is still a great storyteller in that ring. Finn Balor is trash. Your opinion is trash. Your opinion is wrong. But I respect it, but it's wrong. AJ Styles should receive the same amount of all-time praise as Bryan Danielson, not slightly less, but equal. Between RH, TNA, New Japan Pro Wrestling, and WWE, Styles has equally as instrumental in defining modern professional wrestling and has an endless supply of classics to boot. 100% agree. He is the phenomenal one for a reason. This man, AJ Styles, put some respect on his name. Triple H, what are you doing? Is he hurt? Is AJ Styles injured right now? I need to figure that out for real. Because if he's injured, then come back healthy. But AJ, if he's injured, right, come back. Like come back when you're healthy. But if he's not injured, what the hell is he doing off of TV? I mean, seriously, what on earth? AJ Styles, WWE injury break gave him a no. Oh, right. He was ambushed by Jimmy and Solo. Right. I forgot all about that. Yeah. All right. I forgot about that. I'm not gonna lie to you. The Bloodline storyline is kind of dragging. I forgot who the fuck they attacked at this point. But yes, AJ Styles 100% put some respect on his name. 100. I couldn't agree more with this take. This is one of the best takes I've seen in quite some time. Oh man, I was about to read that fucking ad. This post is as repetitive as all of these. Who cares? 2008 roster was stacked. We get it. 2009 Randy Orton was a menace. We get it. The Cesaro hot tag was crazy. We get it. We get it. We get it. Adam Cole, Samoa Joe, right. AEW is just as much sports entertainment as WWE. The only difference is younger creative team and YouTube culture is prominent in the company. They're more of like they're sports entertainment in a different way. You know, they put much more emphasis on their wrestling than in their skits. But when AEW does skits, they're either really, really good or really, really bad. There is no in between. There is no meh skits. You either love the skits or you hate them. You love the backstage segments or you hate them. You love the video packages or you hate them. Is that really entertainment? But whatever. What they do in the ring consistently is bangers. It's what they do outside the ring. You either love it or hate it. So, a few years ago, La 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 was not wrong. Who the fuck is that? I don't know who that is. I thought that was a wrestler. Wrestlers don't need to be loyal since they are independent contractors. Agree. They should be able to freely move between companies as they see fit without scrutiny from fanboys. 100% agree, bro. The grass isn't always greener on the other side, but if I feel like leaving, I'm going to leave, and I don't really care what you people say about me. Jumping ship, this company sucks, that company sucks, that's what you get, that's what you get. Dude, shut up. Grown ass people just trying to make a living, okay? And you got to remember, they love wrestling. So if they feel like they're not being utilized in a company, then they're just going to go to another one where they feel like they're going to be utilized. It sucks, but in wrestling, it's like what Triple H said. You sometimes you just got to step over and step on people to get what you want. 100%. Because people will take your spot. Prime example, Ricky fucking Starks. I love the guy to death. Every time he gets a little bit of momentum, he gets a little hot streak back. Boom, new WWE signing to take his spot. And I hate it. And I wish Ricky Starks would just leave AEW and go to like a smaller promotion like Impact and just be the main fucking guy. Just be the main character. Or go to WWE and hopefully be the main character. But wait until this whole bloodline thing is over. Because I'm not gonna lie to you. You ain't gonna reach the top with the bloodline sitting there. Just go. I just wish people like Ricky Starks, Powerhouse Hobbs would just leave and go be big somewhere because they got the talent to do it. LA Knight should be the one to dethrone Roman. I don't think so, buddy, but he'll put on one hell of an entertaining match November 4th. And the impressive city of. Are they in Saudi Arabia? Or are they in India? The beautiful country of India! Wherever they are. Jay Uso is more over than LA Knight right now. I don't really agree. They're both pretty fucking over, but I think LA Knight has them beat narrowly. Both pretty over, though. AEW and WWE are both good. Couldn't agree more. The Roman and Gunther, that Roman and Gunther and MJF are terrible garbage champs. That was a god awful opinion. I wish I hadn't read that. Outside of the big six, is the WWE roster average as best at best? No, just not properly utilized. I'm telling you, Triple H just needs to make Raw 2 hours again, and then we will see. WWE average at best. You got to remember, like before all those releases, oh my God, that roster was stacked. Even after the roster cuts were still pretty stacked. 2020 Randy Orton is better than 2009 Randy Orton. I can't agree with that. There's too many championships. Yes, yes. And all the belts look stupid, similar. Yes, yes. Also, that new championship they created for Seth Rollins looks cool, but the whole concept of it is lame. I wouldn't mind if they just brought back the big gold. I don't know why they didn't just bring back the big gold. We all know what we wanted. But I understand it's a new modern take on the World Heavyweight Championship. It's a bad looking belt in the slightest. I don't dislike it because it's not a bad looking belt. I just prefer the big gold. The Montreal Screwjob was real and none of the hearts knew. We were there live. When Owen and Brett, and okay, we knew Owen and Brett, and Owen was the first to tell us at the hotel when Brett got 2X'd. Screwed? 2X? Whatever. Scott Hall and others claim it was all a work, but they're wrong. It was painfully real. Don't really know. Grayson Waller is extremely overrated. To each their own. I think he's just Grayson Waller. MJF is the fifth best promo at best in AEW. Samoa Joe, Swerve, Jay White, and Eddie Kingston are all superior to him. You can definitely not say that. Fifth best? No. When MJF is on, that motherfucker is on. Even when he's average at his promo, he's still one of the best talkers in AEW. But when that motherfucker is on, He don't miss on that mic. He doesn't miss. I genuinely believe out of these five options, right? MJF is one. Samoa Joe is probably tied at two with Eddie Kingston. And you can swap Swerve and Jay depending on what your type of promo is. I'd put Swerve at four and Jay at five. But MJF is undoubtedly, in my opinion, the best promo in AEW. I just had to give that moment of silence. But yeah, that's just how I feel. MJF is without a doubt the best promo. I can't remember what the promo was, but I remember it was something along the lines of when my mouth fires, these bullets don't miss, or something along the lines like that. Yeah, it was something like when my mouth opens, these bullets don't miss because they don't. He's a fucking he spits fire. At the end of every fucking promo, his fucking tongue is burning because he just spits that shit for real. The modern style of wrestling makes it hard to get into the matches at times. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, very true. Roman Reigns is the most overrated champion of all time, and I just will not read the rest of this take because it's just not true. Trick Williams might actually be better than Carmelo Hayes. To each their own. To each their own, man. Better character? Possibly. Better wrestler? I think Melo got that. I think Melo got the better wrestler as of right now. They can both still improve and get better, and they can go back and forth for years. But right now, I think Melo got him. I think Melo got him. Austin Aries was never good. I'm not gonna lie to you. Not that he wasn't. Oop, there's my laundry. Not that he wasn't ever good. I just never really loved Austin Aries' peak like everyone else loved the Austin Aries peak. I went back and watched some of his matches that people consider the best Austin Aries matches of all time. They're pretty good, don't get me wrong. But I never got the love for Austin Aries like a double, when he signed with the cruiserweight, signed with the WWE and then went to the cruiserweight division, people were so excited. Then we all know how that went. But yeah, I just never got the love for Austin Aries. I like him, but man, probably gonna see this and fucking shoot me or something and just attack me on Twitter. It's like, I'm sorry, Austin. It's just an opinion. I'm sure somebody would have said something way nastier. I did say I like you, by the way. Chris Benoit was a top wrestler. His match at Mania / Backlash versus HBK were all 5-star matches. I agree. Good wrestler. And unfortunately, he will never be mentioned again because of what he did. The HBK Brett Ironman match was a waste of over an hour to watch. I've never seen the match in full, only seen it in bits and pieces, so according to my calculations, you're correct. That wasn't a waste of an hour. I just couldn't watch it. Shawn Michaels should have won at WrestleMania 23. No, Shawn Michaels should have won at WrestleMania 20 fucking 5. That's where he really should have won. If the streak was going to end someday, right? I've always fantasy booked the streak. This is what I agree. This is how I feel. The streak should have ended when Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and The Undertaker are standing at the beginning of the stage, right? That should have been the one. That should have been the end of the streak right there. Undertaker shouldn't have came back. It was the perfect ending. They even phrased it as the end of an era, right? That right there should have been the end of the streak. Undertaker should have had no more WrestleMania matches after that. But he did. He did against CM Punk. And CM Punk versus The Undertaker was a fantastic match, which is why I'm so conflicted because that I'm the one in 20 and 1 was an amazing match and quite possibly the only really good match on WrestleMania 29. It is. I'm not going to lie. The best match on the show. And my personal perfect ending would have been 20 and 0 with those three walking off and then Undertaker's done. No more. Because everything else after that, besides CM Punk, for his career, wrestling wise, was pretty fucking shit. You had the streak being broken against Brock, which was very shocking at the time. You had terrible matches against Shane, Roman. You teamed up with Roman and had a pretty bad match. You had those terrible Saudi matches. The only good thing he did post streak was the House of what? No, what's that thing? The graveyard match against AJ Styles. That's it. He had that match in San Fran against rest in peace Bray Wyatt, Wyndham, rest in peace. Everything after 20-0, with the exception of Punk, I believe is just so bad. And he really should have ended it right there. If I had to have picked anyone to end the streak, Shawn Michaels at 25. If I had to have booked the streak, 20-0, you're done. Even though I really love that CM Punk match because CM Punk is my favorite wrestler of all time. I can see the perfect storybook ending that comes with 20-0. Should have been it right there. That's my opinion on the streak. And that's the end of this video because I think that's a beautiful place to end it off. Did you enjoy this Wrestling Hot Takes video? Like, share, subscribe. What are your more wrestling hot takes in the future? I plan on doing like multiple episodes of this. So hopefully people keep dropping bullets and shit like this. I will see all of you in the next video.